Hi guys, this is Doge Fundamentals and my name is Ankit, and as I promised in my last video, although I promised the back to back but it could not happen, but this is the next video in which I am going to talk about risks involved if you are invested in Doge coins, any crypto but specifically Doge coins, and the risks here are as real as the sun rises and the sun sets, and that's why I'm sure and I hope you are aware of it. So there will be two major risks which I will be talking about. There could be more, but there are two major risks which I'll be talking about, which you should consider while before or while investing in a cryptocurrency and in Doge coins. Risk number one, which I want to talk about, is the as Elon Musk himself says, too much concentration. It's like if you know the overall there are 129 billion Doge coins are present in the market, and there will be 5 billion added every year. That's not the issue. The issue is out of them more than one third are being held and or occupied by only 9 or 11 entities, and out of them one of them holds more than 11 or 12% of them single-handedly. Like the entity, it could be a person, it could be an organization, it could be a trading house, it could be anything, but they hold 11%, and altogether 9 of them altogether hold more than 33-35% of them. So please be aware of them. And why? Because if they are holding those many Doge coins, billions of Doge coins, that is more than like 30 to 40 billion Doge coins, if they are holding for a reason. Someday when they try to dilute it, when they try to like bring it back to the market could crash suddenly or slowly it can come down depending on how they are trying to play it, but they definitely will play definitely means yes, looks like that's the reason why they would have bought that many earlier. They were the earliest investors, and like they bought so many and now they have control over it. So be very careful about it. It is going to happen sooner or later. So the prices will come down. However higher they go, they will come down, and how much lower they come down, that depends on how high they go and how impact does it have when one third of total supply is suddenly in the market available. So please be aware of this. Yes, it could happen, like it could play out in a way that yes, the prices come down, but if people, retail investors, businesses, whoever are like interested in Dogecoins at the time, if they absorb it and they rise the price back again or not, depending on like how it plays out. So it may go back up again, it may not go back up again. It may happen that when they start selling, retail investors like ourselves, we start panic selling for whatever we get, and that will even add insult to the injury. So be very careful about that and be very much aware of this fact. So this is the risk number one, which is very real and which is going to happen. Risk number two, which I want to talk about here, is the crypto bubble. And yes, it is also as real and as much applicable as anything else. And you can assimilate it with the bubble of 2000, when there were like dot-com bubble, they call it. So like every company, every business has, like they were putting .com in their name, and like their share prices and their market capitalization and everything were like skyrocketing. And that's what is happening now also. If you see, there are more than 10,000 cryptocurrencies, and every day hundreds more are being introduced. So we are in the same situation. Although in that, when I hear other people's views, in that when they talk about Doge coins, they think like that when the stock market, the crypto market crashes just like 2000, Dogecoin will be washed away, and like you won't hear about it ever again. It may happen, but it may not. Because what I'm saying is, it may happen to any other cryptocurrency also who are like very prominent, like Ethereum or Polkadot or Cardano or even Bitcoin. Like I don't know, because when .com bubble burst, it's like again like the dinosaurs. It's not the biggest. It's the smartest who survive. So the only time will tell who survives and who doesn't. So depending on the luck and depending on how it plays out, Dogecoin may survive, may not survive. Other cryptocurrencies. So, but after once the dust is settled, after that we will be seeing, like, who are the who are still alive and who could make it to the other side. So, not only that, even after that, if you see the .com bubble, when the .com bubble settled, after that, whoever were the survivors, they still are not, they didn't make it for the long run. For example, I give an example of Yahoo. Like, that was a very prominent player before .com, and even after .com it stayed for a while, but now it is not a major player in the internet market. It is still doing, but it is not like Amazon or Google or Facebook or like other .coms. Although Facebook was not there even at that time, but like the ones which have crossed that. So that's where maybe like the game is going to change in next couple of years, next few years. The game it's going to be very different. Dogecoin may be a part of it or may not be a part of it, and even like that can be said about any of the players. So sometimes when, like, I was hearing, like, I don't want to name anybody, but sometimes I was hearing from like those people who are the prominent people of those prominent cryptocurrencies, and when they were kind of looking down at Dogecoins, and I was thinking, like, well, you never know who will survive and who won't. Not saying that one will or this one won't, but don't be too confident on your being superior. It's just a matter of time, and even I don't call it superior. It's just that right now you are being talked about more by more talking people, like in a way. So that's what was my point. But be mindful of these two risks. They are very much here, and they are going to play out in the near future. That near future, how near is it? It could be a month or it could be a year or more. But yes, it is going to happen. So please be aware of it. So this is all for this video, and in the next video I'm going to talk about one fundamental fact, that why retail investors like us, we are not too successful. Most of us, I'm talking about general, I'm not talking about individuals. Yes, individuals, but like in general, if you see retail investors, mostly they go for properties because it's a safe investment and it usually has paid out to people. Whereas whenever you generally people, when they invest in shares or maybe now let's say cryptos or anything, the chances are that they kind of washed off, and after that, like they say, like, it's not a our thing, it's mostly just the gambling, nothing else, and it's been controlled by suits and controlled by big players and big fish and everything, and that's where they are manipulating. Yes, that's true, but there are other reasons, so we will talk about it in the next episode. In the next video I will talk about that, what actually happens, and what can we do about it. So thank you for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.